Hey, NASDOG, where you get the best dope on the markets. I am your host and ex-floor trader, okay, in the rough and tumble pits of Chicago. How am I getting this off here? Okay, what are we looking at here? Okay, it is, we're approaching month end. It is April 29th. Okay, tomorrow's going to be month end. Here we go. We're slipping right through here in the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ 100 futures, okay? We went up here. We're just, this thing, we just ran 18 days. We got diamonds, we got sevens, like in the socks, we ran 18 days here. This is just, and there's some things getting a little dicey here. And crude oil now is up another $5, $6 today. Anyway, 27,160 right here. You say, well, here, I see all these numbers here, okay? Okay, look. Okay, one of them I have hidden there, okay? Just because they're all right there. Hang on. Somebody wants to play this. All right, let's take a look at this here, man. This silver. Okay, I talked about it this morning on the way down, okay? There's been our area here. It's an area here. 71, what was it? 71, 77? Yeah. 71 is the low here, okay? But this market isn't breathing much, We rallied 50, whatever this was, 60, 70 cents. Okay, so that's silver going in here. I don't know. It's a big area. We had big volume. Let's go look at crude here. Okay, I have got, this is like a 60-minute chart here. Okay, I think I do have numbers higher, okay, but this is what we're looking at right here. This is in crude, okay, this is yesterday, okay, and then this is the day before, okay, we did this earlier, broke, and now here we are coming back. These are new highs. Now you say, well, I thought I heard 120, okay, futures, they work a little differently, okay, and so here you can see we got a couple sevens up here. This is a big area up here. This is a big area up here. Put an order to sell it up there. I like that area right there. See the arrow going over there? And keep an eye on that. Just take a glance at gold here. Okay, so even if you're not a trader, you could look at here and see, okay, now you wouldn't know that, but if you got my letter, like right around here, you'd have certain levels here where you pick, because listen, these markets go pretty fast here. You're running these diamonds. Look at these, how they're just in there with very little movement in there, okay? These are sell programs, the diamonds and the sevens, okay? And, okay, so we're breaking out to the downside here. This is in gold. I have nothing here. I got something here, 44.88, and then 44.10 down below. Okay, so that's gold. We are coming into the end of the month, okay? My usual trader color, talking about the end of the month, why it's important. And so tomorrow is the last day of the month here, okay? So do we break more and then, or do we counter trend the last 2 days of the month? That would mean, like, for example, in gold and silver, you're breaking, like you're making new lows for whatever, a month. And then the last 2 days of the month, before they mark to market, the month end close, it retraces, it breathes. Okay, that's what I call it. So we got crude at 107.20-ish, over 107. We got the metal, here, and then the NASDAQ. Let's go take a look at NASDAQ here. This is why. Because we got these earnings of these big companies, okay? All these AI companies, all these guys, all they do is the tech bros, all they do is cannibalize employment and profit, like middlemen, right? You're just cutting everybody out, okay? So then you don't have a society. And that's where we are today. Hey, NASDOG, where you get the best dope on the markets. We are going to talk fast markets today. What is it? Last day of the month. We're going to mark to market. I am Alan Palmer here. What are we looking at here? You know what? We're looking at crude oil, okay? And this is a back month, okay? This is summer, August gas. crude oil under 93. Look at this. 97 was the high. Okay, now let's look in the right-hand column over here. There's so many lines here. You know what? Here. Okay, we'll just look at it like this. Oops. Hang on. See how it changes on different charts? Okay. So this is what we're looking at right here. Okay, let's go to a daily here. Okay, this is a daily chart. I see a pattern there. Here, hang on a second here. I am going to reveal a secret. I knew I was missing one of them. Yes, sir. All right, we're getting ready to rock and roll. Okay, so in the June, okay, and I posted these on yesterday's videos, and if you follow them, this is a big area right here. But last night we got up to 111 in the June. This is spot month, okay? This is the front month they're all talking about. And all the propaganda is talking about Brent being at whatever, 125. It doesn't matter. It doesn't trade. It's a dead contract, okay? Bloomberg talked about it, had it on a news article. Okay, ignore Brent. Those people ignore the whole country over there as far as I'm concerned, okay? We're looking to drill, baby, drill. Here we got one of these candlestick trend lines here that did come in on the high, you know, and here we're posting sevens. Here's 7. Here's another one, another 7. Okay. As a matter of fact, this pattern is, wow, yeah, it's the same in silver, except opposite. Should we look at it? There it is right here. I don't know. Well, there's all those lines. Okay, here. Is this better for you? This is better for you here. Is that better for you here? Can you follow this? Okay. You don't look past anything past here. We're looking at what's going forward here, okay? So I had these numbers, the powder blues, 71, 77. Okay, and then I had whatever this is, okay? That's manually placed. That's a trader's eye, 71.54. Well, why would you do that? Okay, I did it for a reason, okay? So now you got 2 levels right there. And I told somebody else, another client, because we bought these, okay? And I said, you know, maybe down here. And actually, one of them canceled the bid. Well, actually, both of them knew about it. And, you know, anyway, we came up here. Check this out here. What's the high? 74.40. Okay. What's yesterday's high? 74.42. Sell 100. Nickel stop. Sell 100 Comex. Nickel stop. And I don't even know how much the margin is. Anyway, so this is where we are. Let's go to something like a 60-minute. Okay. As a matter of fact, look at that. That's good because it's just sitting over here. Okay. So this is how we traded. Okay. Let's look at a little bit more. This came in the morning, 8:13. Okay. And the biggest bounce was this. The bar after it, okay? That's why you cannot rule crude oil breaking $20 today. You're off the highs, okay? 107, that'd be, well, actually, if it did, buy it. Maybe $19 off. Anyway, if you need that kind of information, yeah, okay. So here's a little neckline, okay? Because I stepped off for a client. Okay, and we're just going to sit here. You know, you got $2 on that buy, and we're still in a down pattern in silver. Okay, listen, I just give the color. Okay, you know, how many markets can one person trade? Okay, you know, 6, 7. You know, if you get spread thin. 10, 12 markets. You know, oh yeah, here. You know what? The yen. Hang on a second. All right, I got the news on in the background here. Something might be breaking. Actually, this is orange juice. Anybody interested? Look at this. Okay, here you go. We're not here to talk about orange juice, but it just happens to be on this page here, which is here. I'll tell you, page 5. Okay, so for example, you wanted one of these here. Let's go look at this. You want any of these pages? Pause this. Okay, these are my pages. Okay, with all my studies, all the conditions, if they're running, they'll be live. Okay, if you need that kind of research, Costco. Here, hang on a second. We want to look at the yen here because Paul Tudor Jones talked about, I would suggest, I think it's O'Shaughnessy on Twitter. Oh, look at that. Anyway, Paul Tudor Jones talked about this. This might be the beginning of a move. This is the beginning of a move. I'm going to say Paul Tudor Jones bought that. Look at this volume. Okay. Now, wow. Okay. Let's look at this a little bit longer term here, okay? And the reasons are very interesting. As a matter of fact, here, hang on a second here before we go longer, and you'll see why you'll see why there's a lot of lines here. So let's just throw this in over here. Let's throw this in. I don't know. Here, take care. Just be a little bit more conservative. You would want to buy these, I believe. Okay, I believe you want to buy these if you believe this is the beginning of something, and here's why. Okay, what do we got here? Let's take that volume off. Okay, so there you are. This is low in 24 here. Okay, so this would be this. I'm constructing this chart right now. Okay, this if you wanted to be a client and pay me $220 a month, okay, write it off as education, write it off as investment expense, right? Write it off as, well, podcasting. Okay, so we've got a couple of these lows. Look at how important this is, man. You know what I need? I need an Elliott wave. I got an Elliott wave expert here. I am going to send him this chart. Okay, so we're just starting out here now because I don't cover yet because it's a rigged market, you know. And, oh, yeah, we're going to name this PTJ. What was it? O'Shaughnessy? I don't know how to spell Shaughnessy. No, I think it's two S's. Okay, on Twitter here, and it is 4:30. Okay, and then here you can see these are the charts here that I have sent out to clients here. So this was yesterday. Look at this, 429. Okay. So you got some big numbers here. I sent these out ahead of time, okay? So as a matter of fact, well, we're looking at the same chart, so it doesn't matter. But you would have had that. 430, 26. Speaks. Oops. Speaks. Okay. Just so. Spreaks. Speaks. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Okay. Here's where we are right here. This is a long-term picture, okay? Just take a glance, pause the screen. Okay, what do we got here? Time is in the bottom right, 8:50. Here's a little neckline. Listen, the real life, I just had a client, we stepped out right against the previous day's high, okay? And silver and crude oil have exactly inverse. See, 7, 7, 7, 3 sevens. It's the same thing on the in the silver, except opposite. Inverse correlation. And I was wanted to confirm. I didn't. When you sell out like this, and you just stick a bid in 80 cents lower, right? And then boom, you bet. You know, if you get hit on both of those, you got your original long position, but you scalped out $800. Okay, I'm just using a one lot example here. Okay, because you could trade the 1,000 ounces. Okay, they're nice contracts. And so anyway, and to cancel this, and then just stick a bid in down here, since we still have the pattern here, you know, and we could test it. Shit, man, we tested today. All right. Okay, so the earnings came out here. Here's the NAS. They opened up on the high. 622. Is that it? Oh, no. 491 was the high. 622 was the overnight. I missed it by something here. I had a client. We missed it by about 30. An area, you know, just an area. So here, see how we're wrestling with this, you know? Oh, what's the volume? 1789. Here's corn here. Okay, they've taken the bloom off here. Let's go take a look at corn here. Okay, this is an intraday. I'm just going to go with the intradays, okay? You know, so I have levels up here, and we failed here previously. This is a long-term trend line here. If you want to buy it back, buy it here. You know, it felt to me that people were securing food needs. Okay, you know, the grains. If the crude oil broke $20, you know, I would guess the grains would get hit hard, and you know, because there's a lot of grains. This is the June crude oil here. Okay. So we got a long-term trend line here, and what do we got? What did we trade down to? 103.50. Okay, these things are going to be slippery. Okay, let me go to a. Let's go look and see what they're doing in bank hours. Okay. This is a chart here. All you have to do is notice CQG the way I have it tweaked with my data, paying for premium data. We can see these buy programs here, okay? So this is right off the bottom here. You get into olive territory. I've got some here. We held here before. These light greens have been deadly. They've been devilish. And here, and as a matter of fact, here, you gap under it, and then you gap back over it, okay? Now, listen, you're a trader here because you're saying, hey, that's an island bottom. And that's what the funds were doing, buying all day without spooking it. Okay, anyway, here we post a 7 here yesterday. This is where we opened today, okay? For example, 103.85 to 106, call it. Okay, 103.85 over the overnight low, okay? If you want to learn it more like that, listen, I can send you educational videos, you know, but except it depends on your trader profile. What do you need? You know, do you need to learn discipline? Well, that's pretty much what everybody. As a matter of fact, Paul Tudor Jones was saying, oh, yeah, speaking of that. Hang on a second here. Okay. I think we're going to be talking about yen here now, going forward. And I do not have any data. This data, because I didn't chart it, just like with silver, for like 10 years, because it was a rigged market. Anyway, so this is the yen, and here you can see some old lows here. Oh, that's right. This is a picture. So that would be something, the perspective, okay, because I got a couple different charts here, okay. Oh, that's something else. Oh, this is copper. This is copper. You know, so if you need any of those charts, get a hold of me here. Wheat down 13 cents here. We were running this pattern here, 7-7. Okay, that's a daily chart here. Let me hide that information here. This is August crude oil here. So 97. I did not have anything there in the August. Okay, 98. You know what? Put it in at 98 even. If you're trading futures contracts, get a hold of me. But if you were looking to take a stab, over that is $4 higher. These are a couple of these greens. See over in the right-hand corner here, we're holding that neckline here. So here, for example, 32.5 is the low. Okay, no dicking around. You buy it here, and you have a new low stop, you know. Well, you can give it what, you know what, because we could be going down here. Okay, so as we go into month end, if you need something, email me or go over to NASDOG, take a package, and email me so we could get you in there right away. You know, you can make a year's worth on one trade. We had a $7,000 range here in the June crude oil. Okay, and I've been talking about this June crude oil here. Okay, if you want to get that kind of information that we're running patterns here, or in silver when I'm touting 71.77, okay, right here, this was your heat going into the end of the day, but then you're just like, fuck it, new low, stop, go to sleep, okay? And then all of a sudden you sell it up against yesterday's high, and you scalp out $2, $2,000 per one. Email me ARP at NASDOG. Thanks for watching.